great. Hey, to get the muscle, you hold your own way. Got a set price, never risk rate. You get the most reward from the high stakes. I saw myself low with the short game, but I accept the play out with no shame. I accept the play out with no fear. I never find a mistake, I find a lesson. They gotta cover your eyes whenever stressing. They be willing to run through is testing. Your head up, your heartbeat, that's a blessing. Hey, work hard, hey, work smart. The same check gon' be doubled on the next one. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. That a long time will turn the ground gold. That insight though is a trip though. Remember life hands had a chokehold. Most folks got problems in a boatload. I ain't seen hella things for our Ocho. Always sitting sideways with the popo. Always had a good heart for the po folks. Ghetto crib, ghetto kids with the pet roach. Everybody had money but we had less though. Family love was spent that I can flex though. Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. All four, you killing it, hella levels. God wills and all deals, whatever devils. Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The only thing really matter what the mirror say. Can't you niggas look yourself in the eye straight? They can't knock your hustle when your mind great. Hey, to get the muscle, you hold your own way. Got a set price, never risk rate. You get the most reward from the high stakes. I saw myself low with the short game, but I accept the play out with no shame. I accept the play out with no fear. I never find a mistake, I find a lesson. They gotta cover your eyes whenever stressing. They be willing to run through is testing. Your head up, your heartbeat, that's a blessing. Hey, work hard, hey, work smart. The same check gon' be doubled on the next one. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. That a long time will turn the ground gold. That insight though is a trip though. Remember life hands had a chokehold. Most folks got problems in a boatload. I ain't seen hella things for our Ocho. Always sitting sideways with the popo. Always had a good heart for the po folks. Ghetto crib, ghetto kids with the pet roach. Everybody had money but we had less though. Family love was spent that I can flex though. Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. All four, you killing it, hella levels. God wills and all deals, whatever devils.
Yeah.
Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show,
no show,
go slow,
go slow,
no go,
no go,
it's a no go, it's a no go. The only thing really matter what the mirror say.
Yeah.
Can't niggas look yourself in the eye straight. They can't knock your hustle when your mind great. Hey, to get the muscle, you hold your own way. Got a set price, never risk rate. You get the most reward from the high stakes.
Man said you can't knock the hustle when your mind great.
I accept the play out with no shame. I accept the play out with no fear. I never find a mistake, I find a lesson. They gotta cover your eyes whenever stressing. They be willing to run through is testing. Your head up, your heartbeat, that's a blessing. Hey, work hard, hey, work smart. Same check gonna be doubled on the next. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show.
What's happening?
Go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go.
What's that?
No work,
no words,
no show,
no show.
Go slow, no go.
We're gonna wait for a few more people to get in here. Just a few more people. Who we got in here? Yeah.
The fit go,
pits go.
Red light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a
I miss
SITGO.
DJing.
How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show.
Can you tell? Cause I keep on doing like his ad libs, like we like performing.
No go. At a long time, we'll turn the ground gold. That inside though is a trip though. Remember life hands had a choke.
Let's do some attendance real quick. Who we got in here?
Things for our Ocho. Always sit inside.
Eddie Oz, what's up, brother?
Always had a good heart for the po folks.
Kid Keto, what's up, brother?
Pet Roach.
Check in. What's your name? What you do? We in class. Let's do it.
I flex though. Your head up, your feet.
Aaron from DC, my brother.
You're blessed, bro.
Liv, my brother. Shout out to Liv, man. He gave me the idea for the name, man. Shout out to Liv.
Your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. The fit go.
Life in HD.
Gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no show. Go slow, no go. It's a no go.
In class today, we got I Am Paradox.
Only thing really matter what the mirror say. Can't niggas look yourself in the eye.
In class today, we got Mook Beats.
Hey, to get the muscle, you hold your own way. Got a set price, never risk rate. You get the most.
My boy Beats by 99.
Low with the short game, but I accept the play all with no shame. I accept the play.
Was 99 the year you was born? Like.
Find a lesson. They gotta cover your eyes whenever stressing. They be willing to run through is testing. Your head.
IJ Saturn, what's up?
That's a blessing. Hey, work hard. Hey, work smart. Same check gonna be doubled on the next.
Young Scortia, what's up?
The pits go.
Dose.
Hey, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO.
Yeah, it's me.
Plan take flight.
Dose.
No. And all the niggas do the ring go. No work. No.
Y'all funny, bro.
Go slow. No go.
We gonna wait just about like maybe 2 more minutes or so.
Pits go.
Give everybody some time to come over here. I know a lot of people are brand new to Twitch, so I just want to make sure that they know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Ring go. No work. No show. Go slow. No go. It's a no go.
Blake, what's happening, my boy? For sure, a pen and paper type beat. We gonna talk about that for sure.
The fit go, the pits go.
Okay, I like that, meaning.
Low, most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to?
Hey, okay, while we are here and before we get started, make sure that you send your material, whether it's like production, whether it's mixes you've done, whether it's a record that you have written or you've worked on, send it to schoolofdose@gmail.com. You can see it. I think it's right. Hold on now. I think it's right here. Yeah. It's right here, I think. Yeah, it's right there. It's right here. I feel like a YouTuber, ugly.
Your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro.
But yeah, schoolofdose@gmail.com. Send it there.
Whatever devils.
Yeah, we're gonna get started in a minute, man.
Your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. The fit go, the pits go, the bread life.
Who in here has a pair of Audio Technicas?
From a SITGO. How you plan to take flight?
That's the first thing I'm gonna say today, right? Get you a pair of Audio Technicas. I promise you, it is worth it.
It's a no go. It's a no go.
DJ BJ.
It ain't really matter what the mirror.
I got 2 pairs.
Look yourself.
I don't really know if it's a difference between the white and the black ones, but I guess when something's more expensive, you think that like it has a better quality. So that's like what the white ones are for me. You know what I mean?
Play out with no shame. I accept the played out with no fear. I never find a mistake.
What's up, members? How you doing? How you doing? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Who else we got in here? Who else we got in here? M50s? Yes, sir. Who got M50s, man? Knowledge is power, brother. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. We're going to get started in just a second. Make sure everybody gets a chance to come in. Come in. BJ, what's happening? Who else we got in here? Shout out to Beats by 99. Everybody who reached out to me in the DMs. Again, make sure that you send your productions, send your mixes, send anything that you've written, you know what I mean? Send it to my email, which is schoolofdose@gmail.com. At a later time, we will be going over you guys' music. I want to hear what you guys been doing. The biggest thing with this channel, I want to make sure is that I am not only here to share information, but you are also here to share information with me. I want to learn from you and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Let's teach each other, and that's the biggest thing. But let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to School of Dose. I am Dose. Dose Diaz is my name. @DoseDiaz_ is my handle on Instagram. And I am one of the professors, and you guys are also the professors of School of Dose. I am not somebody who knows everything, but with what I do know, I have applied it. I have been successful, and I'm still climbing just like we all are. So I want this to be a big family. I want to make sure that none of us act like we know it all. If I am wrong, please tell me, because I am not right at all the time. So the 2 things that we will be doing today, and I'm gonna try to get through everybody's like mixes. If you sent it to the email, again, send it to the email. DJ Winning, what's up, brother? How you? Yes, sir. But again, yeah, I'm gonna try to get everybody's stuff done and played. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get through it today for sure. I want to make sure I take care of everybody. Everybody needs to be heard. Use the chat to network. Do what you gotta do. You know, I want this to be a family. And you know, I'm thinking about doing this every weekly. If not every week, for sure every 2 weeks. But I'll know for sure after this live specifically. So again, the things that we will be doing today, I will be breaking down my mix on Childish Major's SITGO, produced by Hollywood Cole. Shout out, those are both of my brothers, dear brothers. It's a fire record. And it is on SoundCloud only. But yeah, I want to break down that mix. I feel like it's a good starting point for us, you know, on this stream, on this channel, and just kind of the things that I have done to make it sound the way it sounds. If you haven't heard it, go to soundcloud.com/Childish Major, and you will see the song there. And I am also going to play it. So let's get into it. Let's see. So I think one of the first things I'm probably going to start by doing is, I think I'm just going to play the record for you guys first. And from there, we will start, you know, going over how, you know, it was put together. From there, I will talk about the beat. Keto, I saw that you had mentioned something about the beat. We will touch on that. And just how important it is for all my producers that are listening to the live right now, or on the stream right now. How important it is, and what you should do to actually make sure that your mix, in a sense, right, for the production that you send artists or send the engineer, because, you know, like somebody told me the engineer is like the new A&R, how you should send it to them so that it translates well in any studio that you're in. And so we're going to touch on all that. But again, this is SITGO by Childish Major, produced by Hollywood Cole. Let's get into it.
The fit go, the pits go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the Ringo. No work, no show. Go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. That a long time will turn the grind gold. That insight though is a trip though. Remember life hands had a chokehold. Most folks got problems in a boatload. I ain't seen hella things for our Ocho. Always sitting sideways with the popo. Always had a good heart for the po folks. Ghetto crib, ghetto kids with the pet roach. Everybody had money but we had less though. Family love was spit that I can flex though. Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. All four, you killing it, hella levels. God wills and all deals, whatever devils. Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. The fit go, the pits go, the brick life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the Ringo. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The only thing really matter what the mirror say. Can't niggas look yourself in the eye straight. They can't knock your hustle when your mind great. Hey, to get the muscle, you hold your own way. Got a set price, never risk rate. You get the most reward from the high stakes. I saw myself low with the short game, but I accept the play out with no shame. I accept the play out with no fear. I never find a mistake, I find a lesson. I gotta cover your eyes whenever stressing. Hey, be willing to run through is testing. Your head up, your heartbeat, that's a blessing. Hey, work hard, hey, work smart. The same check gonna be doubled on the next one. The fit go, the pits go, the brick life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the Ringo. No work, no show, go slow, no go,
no go, it's a no go,
no go. The fit go, the pits go, the brick life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the Ringo. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, like I said, this is SITGO. If you're just tuning in, welcome to School of Dose. Send your not your emails. You can't send your email, right? Well, you can send a email. Yeah, that works. Anyway, send your production, send your mixes, send any records you may have that you want me to play after I do this breakdown of Childish Major, produced by Hollywood Co. SITGO. So let's get into it. Let's talk about how this record and why I picked this record to kind of start off like this channel. Pressure, what's up? I see you in here, man. Shout out to everybody in here. But let's talk about why I picked this song specifically first to kind of break down the mix for this channel. So, this was the first record I recorded with Childish and Cole. It was like 4 months had passed because of course the pandemic is going on. Of course, we were being very antsy. Not even antsy. We are being very careful. Not antsy. We are being very careful with stepping outside and going just anywhere. And a lot of things have have altered since then. It was a lot that was happening. We were getting ready to go on tour to Europe. A couple of other things were in the works, and this is for everybody listening, because I know right now we're still in the midst of a pandemic, of course, but we're trying to make little subtle moves just to kind of feed our families, make some money. I get it. So I feel like we all, as far as musicians, producers, writers, we are all in the same boat, which is very rare. We are all in the same boat right now and trying to figure out our next steps. So with all that being said, this was the first record that the first record we recorded. And the interesting thing is that we did not record this record in a studio. I set up shop, and it's on my Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram if you don't, @DoseDears_. I set up shop in Childish house. Like we literally, and since then, that was probably like July 1st, literally is the session. Like July 1st is the first day that we recorded. And since July 1st, we have been recording in his crib. So I say that all to say that if you have a setup in your crib, best believe some of the greatest music can be made in your house. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the budget to, pay for some hours at a studio, get you some equipment and shoot, hit me up in my DMs. I'll suggest you some equipment to start off with and at least learn Pro Tools enough, you know, enough to save the session to send it to me to mix. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so we've been recording in the house, and this was the first record. It was very special. Cole pulled up. All three of us were very excited. So, with all that being said, of course, this record is special. As far as the beat, let me get into the beat before I even play and tell you what plugins I have. I'm gonna try to keep everything pretty brief because I can get really technical. I know we have some engineers in here. I know we have even more producers in here. So I want to make sure I explain things to where it makes sense to you. And yeah, so with the beat, what I was saying earlier about production, it is very, very important to make sure your production translates from you making it on whatever DAW of your choice, right? And you taking it and making sure that you at least mix it in some type of way. Now, when I say mix, I'm not saying you need to put a whole bunch of compressors or EQs, or you need to buy some of my favorite plugins, like, to do all kinds of effects, whether that's Sound Toys, where you sign up for Plugin Alliance. Me and BJ love Plugin Alliance. If you don't have waves and the crack ain't working, I know everybody got a waves crack, you know what I'm saying? You can literally just level out the beat and do what you can with what stock plugins you have in your DAW. Just do what you can to make sure that it translates in the studio. How do you make sure that it translates in the studio, producers, right? How do you do that? That's the question. When you may have never been to a studio, you may, don't have those opportunities yet. That opportunity may have not opened up for you. This is how you do it. Make sure you reference your tracks. I don't know if you guys could probably see, I have a boombox over here. I reference my records on a boombox. I reference them on my HSH. I reference, I reference them on my Behringers. I reference them on my phone. I reference them on my M50s, both of them. I reference them in the car. Like, do that. Do all of that. Like, listen to your beats. And I think if you can come up with some type of template to make sure that, okay, this works. And after you sent that pack, and whether it was a placement you got or not, or they was like, this is hard. And the artist was like, this is hard. Send me more. You just need to make sure that it translates in the studio. So if it's beating, the bass is beating, not too loud. Make sure everything is just how do I say it? Make sure everything it sounds good and of quality. Don't let anything bleed too, like, be careful with your 808. Be careful with that kick. Be careful with that snare that you love and whatever kit that is in. You feel me? Beats by 99 and Live. So yeah, that's it for my producers. So with all that being said, Cole doesn't really have any of them problems. Cole, and that's why Cole is literally, I can't even tell you how many records he has with Childish. So boom. All right, cool. So I'm going to play it. Matter of fact, what I'll do is I'll go through what I did to the beat before I even play the record, and we get into the mix with Childish vocals. I was the engineer who tracked his vocals, obviously, so I'm going to kind of explain that process as well. So here we have F6. This is, especially because of BJ, this is one of my favorite EQs. You can also do some compression on it. I use it most of the time for just EQing. What I like to do, and this is for engineers, what I like to do and if you're recording yourself or you mix somebody's vocals, keep this in mind. You want your vocals to be heard, and you want your vocals to sit in the mix as much as possible. Unless I feel like the artist says anything otherwise, I would make sure that your vocals are sitting in the mix. What I tend to do is I pull out, between and this is a huge gap, right? But here, okay, this is at a frequency of 422. Here, this is at a frequency of 958. So I want to say between about 400 and 1,000 and 1,000 hertz is where, on a frequency chart, is where your vocals should sit, in my opinion. When I pull down, as you can see, I pull down from both. I pull down, the record seems to fit in more. If the record has a lot of sounds in it, I tend to pull down even more drastically. But yeah, that's what I do before anything, and I'll do it honestly when I'm tracking the vocals. Here, you can see that I knock off some of the low end. If the 808 is hitting too hard, and like Cole has this thing where I don't know what he puts on his 808s, but it beats, but it's just like the 808 will fight with the vocal sometimes, which is not a bad thing. Of course, if you give engineer the stems, they're going to handle a lot of that. I'm just saying prepare it as much as you can, you know? That's Cole's thing. And it worked. It worked every time. All right, cool. Besides that, I tend to put a analog saturation. If any of you guys have like waves on it, waves on your on your DAW, I would use this. This is like it's some analog saturation. You can you can boost up the drive on. I like to put it on my on the production just to kind of give it a more warmer feel, a more real feel. You know, the whole battle between digital and analog. A lot of things that are converted digitally, they're pretty close now. But I mean, it's nothing like mimicking that feeling head on. I drive it up, and then using your ears, you figure out where you should stop driving. But all right, cool. Yeah, that's it. Really. Of course, this is an auto key. He didn't use auto tune, and this is the auto tune that Childish hates. He hates auto tune effects. Any artist, I just stopped. I recently just stopped. Auto tune has a subscription. You can buy that thing. Go ahead. All right, cool. So let's get into tracking his vocals before we get on the actual mix. So these are my tracks right here. One of the things that I make sure of majority of the time, especially recorded in a house, you want to make sure that you record in a space that is as dead as possible. Of course, a little room noise is not going to hurt you, but make sure that if you're the tracking engineer and you're not the mixing engineer, you keep that in mind, because when you send it to the mixing engineer, you want to make that job a little bit more easier. You know what I'm saying? Recording your closet, the microphone that we use at Childish Crib, it's a Telefunken microphone. It's a what kind of microphone we using? Hold on, y'all. What's happening? Talking about some death or auto tune, bro. All right, but yeah, he used a Telefunken microphone. It's the Real 251. Yeah, and it's a really, really, really expensive microphone. Some of y'all don't have that. It's fine, right? Just do what you can with what you have. I don't have that here. I use an NT1 from Rode. So just do with what you can, and I feel like it's the better you become. But anyway, back to the room noise. Make sure that you have something. I suggest this. This is an NS1 noise suppressor. It takes out, reduces all the noise in the background as much as possible. Sometimes when recording, the issue that me and Childish have is there's like a weird radio frequency that comes in from wherever that literally we have no control over. It's like coming through the microphone feed. Try to move around some XLR cables and stuff like that. That don't work all the time. You know what I'm saying? You just got to do what you got to do. So I don't really press the NLS. I don't pull it up much. I just put it on there because I don't like, it's also, the fly hit me in my nose. You also have to keep in mind, you suppressing it is like compressing it. So I don't want to do anything prematurely too much that he will notice. All right, so I do an NS1. Sometimes a lot of people hate Vocal Rider. I use Vocal Rider sometimes just to track the vocals, which is like another no-no. But my thing is, what I want you guys to walk away with and like just understand is that break the rules. Like shit, like just break the rules. Like there is no rules to doing this. Make it sound good. Just make it sound good as possible with what you do. And nobody can tell you different. I know a lot. We get into a lot of plugins about what you shouldn't use and what you should use and what I hate and what I like. But I choose to use a Vocal Rider, and sometimes I just leave it on there even on the mix, especially when I'm rushing, because it kind of levels out the vocals beyond like gain staging, which is something you should do every time. Of course, I gain staged this track. I pulled it down to like -6. I was cool. I actually pulled down the record before he even records on the track. So boom, moving forward. So I went over NS1, Vocal Rider for all my engineers, for my producers and my artists and everybody else who don't know what plugins I am talking about. Literally just make sure your levels are right as possible. Experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment at all. So moving forward, tracking Childish's vocals. At the studio, we used to record at up at DTP. There's a CL1B, the TubeTech CL1B. Like when I see that compression, if you follow me on Instagram, like when I see that compressor, any studio I'm at, it don't matter if I'm in LA, if I'm in Atlanta, I have to make like one of them little videos with the hearts and stuff because that thing is so beautiful. Like that compressor is so beautiful. So of course we recording in his house. We're not about to bring a whole damn, the damn hardware compressor with us. You know what I'm saying? Perfect thing is, right? And I'll show you guys this. So the fire thing is right. I track his vocals using a TubeTech CL1B. I know you can see this. This is a Apollo Twin. If you can afford it, let me tell you something. When I first got this, I couldn't afford it, honestly. But and again, hit me in my DMs at @DosDS_. I'll give you some tips on this too. I couldn't afford this, but it was just a risk. I remember having this conversation with DJ BJ. He's Young Nudi's engineer. I remember having a conversation, and I was like, bro, I can't afford that, And he's just like, find a way. Like, invest in yourself. I'm talking about, I tell my guys this all the time. I take my glasses off, and before I make a purchase or I do something, I close my eyes like this. Well, hold on, that's not my eyes. That's my forehead. I close my eyes, cover my eyes, and I go, boop, click, and I run out the room because I hate spending money. But when I know I need it, I know when it's going to help me in my future. It's going to better my future. I'm going to be more successful. It's going to lead to more opportunities. You just have to trust that you are all in with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. Like, I'm sure y'all could agree. It's really tough, like, just being a musician or a producer or engineer, because a lot of times things aren't, not even a lot of times, majority of the time, things aren't just stable for us, like, 24/7. And maybe a great week, you make, boom, you get your placement, you get that placement check, boom. Some of us don't even have placements yet, but you just got to find a way. And that's the moral of that story. All right. But anyway, I use a TubeTech CL1B, the best compressor. I don't care what nobody tell you. This is the best compressor in the world. This is my Apollo Twin. Like I was saying, like this is my Apollo Twin. I pay monthly on this for like literally a year. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure I have this. And if you want that plug, you let me know. All right, I'll help you out. But yeah, and then this was a investment. This is the TubeTech compressor emulator for the UAD Council, which is who makes UAD makes Apollo Twins and Universal Audio, and they make a couple other different Apollo models and a couple other things, some dope things. But I suggest you get this. And then what we did was we purchased this. This is like $500, the TubeTech one, but it's way cheaper than buying the hardware, which we did not have. And I promise you, it replicates it like it's literally the hardware in the studio. So we tracked his vocals through there. All right, so let's get into the vocals a little bit. And just kind of touch on what I did to the vocals. Like I said, it's a very simple song. So let's get into it. Yeah.
The fit go, the pits go, the bread life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sit no? And all them niggas do the ring go. No work, no show. Go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. That a long time will turn.
All right, cool. So that's the hook. What we're going to do is we're just going to kind of loop the hook for right now. And now I want to kind of get into my process in mixing this record. This record was sometimes with records, you're going to have like a fast turnaround time. And it happens a lot. Sometimes you got time to mix things, but this just happened to be one of those records that, the fly hit me in my eye again. Anyway, yeah, so a lot of times you ain't gonna have enough time to just sit there and mix the record. This was one of these records. Childish was excited, Cole was excited, I was excited. They're like, bro, let's put this thing out ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So with my template that I have, I had a couple of presets that I made, and from there, I just kind of moved how I had to move, be quick with it so he can send it out to who he had to send it out to so that we can get the ball rolling again. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So I'm going to do a brief, and we'll touch on this probably like on another stream that I do on my vocal chain, and then exactly how I'll probably go in depth with it like later on. But for my engineers, my vocal chain, I DS every single time. You want to make sure you get your S's out, and DSR acts as a compressor too. So you want to make sure that you handle that, because I feel like you have to make sure that you set that base for those vocals so that going forward you can add more and more. If you want to add some more to the top end of the vocals using the EQ, which I may or may not have going on here, because Childish likes his vocals very, very warm. So I don't do too much boosting in those higher frequencies. And with tracking and mixing any of that with him. But in the case that you do want to do that, you want to wait some time before you start applying those things. It's like climbing a ladder. Like, you don't want to do everything with that one plugin. And honestly, if a plugin does everything, you might want to lean away from that plugin. You want it to have a designated job. You want, most of the time, some of them are good. F6 is pretty good at EQing and compressing. But again, I don't use it for compression most of the time. You want to make sure it has a sole job and accomplishes that sole job. You feel me? It's like stretching your arms out and you doing all these jobs at one time at this 1 hour. Of course, you ain't going to give 100% to that one thing. I look at plugins like that way. So anyway, I DS pretty hard. My threshold is at like a negative, a negative 35, negative 35.1, negative 36, whatever. All right, cool. My frequency, I usually do it in a frequency of 4,000. It may adjust depending on how his vocals are. Some people have lists. You have to keep that in mind as well. For lists, you might want to attack the DSer even more in the beginning stages. Boom. All right, cool. Let's get into my EQ. So after IDS, I EQ, of course. Oh, I did boost. Okay, cool. I fight with Childish a lot, y'all. Like, I fight when it comes to his vocals. I was taught to mix vocals in a very extreme way. Let me make sure, y'all. Yeah, I was taught to mix vocals in a very extreme way majority of the time. Hold on, let me make sure y'all still with me. Y'all with me? All right, bet. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? What's happening? Cool. We good. We good. Talk to me. Fire. Talk to me. Yes, sir. We good. Y'all can hear me? I be having to make sure. Again, I'm kind of new to Twitch, so I just want to make sure y'all with me. What's up, Cream? We good, T-Jack? You listening, bro? Yes, sir. Again, send your stuff, man. I'm really about done with this mix. I want to listen to you guys' records. And you know what I mean? schooladults@gmail.com. We good. Who else we got? Coach Roz, what's happening? Liv, we good? Y'all tell me we good. We good? Class good right now? How y'all feeling? Already sent. Perfect. 99. Madam Butterfly, what's happening? Talk to me. We good? Fire. BJ, what did you send me, bro? BJ be wanting to rap sometimes, y'all. I'm going to play some BJ stuff. You don't stop playing. All right, cool. Perfect. All right, so moving on. We're at the EQ. Like I said, I fight with Childish sometimes. Childish likes his stuff warm, and Childish, he does everything. Childish is, for one, a Grammy-nominated engineer. Shout out to the Dreamville camp. He's Grammy-nominated artist. He does production. Childish is tough sometimes, but I literally battle with him, like not even verbally, but I'll just see if he noticed. Like I'll bring up as you can see around here. What is this? 7,000 around 7,000 hertz. I pull up his vocals. He don't know I pulled them up, but it sounded good to him, so I was cool. Cause I like to hear his vocals bright sometimes, and I feel like when you create if you engineer for a certain artist, you begin to develop a relationship with them that it's like no other. It's literally like a relationship that can't happen between that person and somebody else, or even you and somebody else. Like it's like the communication is just completely different, like completely different. So I guess I did boost. But anyway, of course, guys, I did the usual, like, I'm all this is unnecessary. This is unnecessary, unwanted noise here. You don't need any really low end unless the artist says so. I feel, and says different. Like if they use words like warm, like I know another artist that I work with named Zendin. Y'all check Zendin out. When you send a mix to them or a rough mix to them, and they use words like warm and I want it to feel more full. For me at least, it literally makes me think about the vocals being a little heavier on the low end. Other than that, you don't need this. Like, you don't need this. I pulled out around 150 hertz. Here, this is unwanted noise here. Around that 300 hertz is 295. That's cool. I pulled that out. This here is what's this 588 frequency of 588 hertz. Here it was just like some muddy noise that I didn't need. I say one of the things I suggest engineers that you do, and producers and artists who recorded themselves, or even if you have an engineer and you notice that they don't necessarily know these things, or you want to be able to speak that same language, I suggest and again, hit me in my DMs, follow me on Instagram at @DosDias_. I suggest that you look at a frequency chart where it's made for you. There's some great frequency charts mixed by Ali, who does Kendrick Lamar's vocals. He has a page I would definitely recommend, because when I was trying to learn more and more beyond, and I'm gonna show you guys some other stuff that I have that'll help you. And as far as just like continue feeding your mind with this content, he has a great entire program, and it's an Instagram. It's called Engine Ears, like Engine Ears. And he has a lot of different charts for compression and understanding how compression works, and EQ. I understand how that works, but the one thing I definitely noticed and I loved was the fact that he had a frequency chart, and it basically told you what happens at every frequency. I feel like as an engineer, as a producer, because you got to keep an artist in mind, the overall goal is to create records with artists, correct? Or if you are artists, understand when something goes wrong and there's just your voice is nasal, or look at a frequency chart and find a frequency chart. I can send you that one specifically, and understand what happens at each frequency, though, so that it helps you with that record. And you to understand what you need to pull out. If you most people use the boosted sweep method. That's the method that I use. So it'll help you understand more. We didn't do anything around 2000 hertz. And then of course my slick self, I boosted here. If you notice, sometimes I'll take out some of the highs here using this frequency band. But I didn't do it in this case because his voice, Childish doesn't have a lisp or anything, you know what I'm saying? So he doesn't really have a lot of S's, so it's really not a problem. So moving on, one of my favorite compressors, and you guys should have this if you have waves. My favorite compressor is the R compressor. Well, one of my, besides the CL1B, it's the R compressor, especially for tracking vocals. So let's dig a little bit deeper into what we're doing. I'm gonna again loop this chorus. And we'll start with this chorus. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to bypass. If you guys don't know how I did that is hold down control and click for my Pro Tools users. Learn all shortcuts. It will make you track vocals faster and overall just move faster. So boom. This is with and I actually do, I use a lot of plugins. So I actually have two buses. I have two auxes for my plugins. All right, cool. This is what it sounds like just a de-esser, okay? We went over the EQ, and then we're going to go over the R compressor, because these are going to be the main things you do, right? You're going to de-ess your vocal. You're going to use some form of EQ for sure, at least one, and you're going to compress at least one time. So let's see what this sounds like with just the de-esser, and then I'll just play it back. I'm going to play with the F6, and y'all just tell me if y'all notice the difference, all right?
The fit go, the pits go, the red light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO.
This is with everything on.
And all the niggas do the ring go. No work, no
off.
show. Go slow, no go. It's a no go. It's a no go.
It's a completely different vocal. All right. So let's bring back the EQ. This is after EQing.
The fit go, pitch go, red light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go.
Even more of a difference, right?
No show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go.
So I know the biggest thing is always understanding what compression is doing. What is the definition? How do you use it? I suggest I'm not gonna go over every single piece. You know what I mean? Of compression in this specific stream. We can do it. If y'all want to do another stream like that, y'all let me know. We can touch on EQ and we can touch on compression, and we'll do that later. But my release and my attack is usually not that heavy because I am tracking with. Remember, I track with the CL1B through the UAD Council. Okay, so I don't usually use. I don't like a lot of compression. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's asked for by the artist. So anyway, compression is like it's your lows and your highs being literally what it sounds like, right? Like compressed. It is literally pulled together so that you have a more balanced sound. There's a whole bunch of different definitions for compression. That is how I interpret it. It's the easiest way. You know what I'm saying? Your lows, and if your any part of your vocal that is too low and any part of your vocal that may be too high in volume, it literally brings it together, mushes it together to be more in sync. You know what I'm saying? To flow better together, okay? So let's listen to it with the compression added, right? And I'm going to take those off too.
Fit go, pitch go, red light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go. No word, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go.
Perfect. All right, cool. So F6, I DS, I EQ, and I compress. That is my specific. That's what I start with. If I didn't have all these other plugins, I'm gonna show you a little bit. That is the main three things that I'm doing on a vocal, and it may be several EQs, and maybe, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of adding a whole bunch of compressors, but it may be several compressors. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. You guys with me? Y'all with me? You good? Mad Wavy, what's happening? Fire. Again, send your stuff, schoolofdose@gmail.com. When I am done with this, which I will be done soon, we're going through some of y'all stuff and listening to it. You know what I mean? Again, this is not for me just to sit up here and teach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to learn from you guys as well, and I feel like that's the best way for me to learn from you guys. Is just hearing what you guys are creating. We are all creators trying to figure it out. Very delicate time. Let's build together. Let's either build back up or build from the start together. All right. So cool. When you compress vocals, a lot of times, and I'm gonna be saying this a lot on the stream, right? When I go for mixes, because the basis of my process is always at least these 5 steps, right? I EQ a lot. Okay. I love removing low end because at the end of the day, again, like I described compression, your compression and the producers, this is if you add in compression on anything, artists, engineers, like if you're adding compression on anything, you need to be careful and be mindful. You don't want to ever over compress the vocals. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful of what it does. That's why the definition is so important. That's why you need to know what threshold is. What you need to know the ratio, what a ratio does, what an attack does, what a release does. All these things are like extremely important because overall you will know what you're doing. And when you're adding too much compression, it's like literally like training your ears. You feel me? Especially when you doing your own vocals. Now, there are no rules. I feel like there are no rules, but there are certain fundamentals that you should just understand. You know what I'm saying? Experiment by all means. But don't have your joint sounding like wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't have it sounding wicked, man. Like don't have it sounding wicked. So compression, that R compressor, what it's basically doing, like I described before, is pulling up the lows in volume. It's pulling down the highs to meet in some type of middle ground. Now, think about this, right? F6, I pulled out all of this, like all of the low in here. This compression, by me pulling the threshold down, adding even some more compression with the ratio. I keep my ratio at 2 most of the time. And my release and my attack with where I have them set, the vocals have come up. So now let's mute the verse, right? I'm muting this a little bit.
The brick life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up?
For those of you who have the Audio Technicas, if you have Audio Technicas, you could definitely hear that. I don't know what headphones y'all listening to. But yeah, I suggest listen to it because it's gonna be coming through stereo. So yeah, the everything has been raised up, so you hear it more. Now that's a good thing, and it could be a bad thing. There are frequencies that are more present in your mix now because you compress. So I like to think of mixing like this, and this is as simple as I can put it, right? I like to think of mixing as it's literally a fight between, in general, it's like a fight between you EQing, taking something out, and adding something back in. That being the taking something out being that EQ, because most of the time you're going to do subtractive EQ. If you need to boost anything, you'll boost it, okay? But most of the time you're going to do subtractive EQ. You're taking out bad frequencies. It's a fight. EQ. Then I compress. Everything's brought back up. You know what I'm saying? It's a tighter sound, but there's things that I'm noticing now. Oh, I got to get that out. How do you get that out? You add more EQ. All right, I like to go back and forth between the graphical EQ and then just EQs, where I just can't see what's going on. I definitely say practice with that. You'll see a SSL, a G channel. I think this is my. No, I would have used Brainworks has a dope ass SSL EQ, but I just used the Waves. Waves has this. It's a SSL, great EQ. You may have heard of a SSL board. That's the actual, that's the actual hardware. But for the emulators, I pull out the low end all the time.
The fit go, the pits go, the brick life, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go.
This comes with Waves. Anytime you see this symbol right here, it comes with Waves. Get it. I'm telling you. Like, Waves has a lot. A lot of people will go and buy a whole bunch of new plugins. I say don't do that until you run through your Waves plugins. You get tired of them, and then you got the budget to do all that. Boom. Big difference. Moving on. I EQ'd again with the SSL. I pull down from the low ends here. I'm still pulling out lows based off of this R compressor. But you also have to keep in mind, I tracked with a Tube Tech CL1B. It's heavy. You know what I'm saying? SSL D channel. I usually filter.
The fit go, the pits go, the brick life, gotta build.
Not a crazy difference, but some things you want to just do subtle. They don't have to be so drastic. You know what I'm saying? That can mess up something in the end. I pulled out a little bit, couple of dBs. I think this is I pulled out like close to -4 dBs.
How you plan to take flight when you
on the low end.
And all them niggas do the ring go.
Maybe pulled around.
No show.
Let's see where we got
go
here.
Slow. No go. It's a no go.
I left that the same.
No go.
Nothing much.
The pits go.
Very subtle, okay? Boom. Now, one of my favorite things, limiters. Be careful with limiters as well. I use a limiter all the time on my vocals because limiters, they can boost. For one, this limiter in particular, the L2, comes with Waves if you have Waves, right? This L2 limiter, it actually add some color to your vocals. It may not be a noticeable difference for everyone, but it's for sure a difference for me. And by pulling down that threshold, I would recommend that you always at least have -1 on the ceiling. I take a differ off. I take the shaping off. I don't want none of that. All right. I pull down my threshold to just kind of increase the volume, and you can see the difference from here.
The fit go, the pits go, the brick life, gotta build up. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go.
Cream, I like the HEQ too. Hey, Waves, you can't go wrong with Waves, bro. I love the HEQ too. It's just, whatever is your favorite plugins, they all do the same thing, right? Just use them and understand the ins and outs. Now, I feel like when you have time, if you are a mix engineer, like when you have time and you're given the opportunity, like I love mixing. Like I can track pretty fast. I can track really fast, as a matter of fact. But when it comes to mixing, when I'm able just to sit here in this space and just take my time, like I will experiment with a lot of different EQs and different compressors. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do too is I'm just about done with as far as my vocal chain. I'll touch on like a couple of the effects that I did, how I do my effects, and then if you guys got any questions, go ahead and ask me those questions now so that I can look at them, and then we'll move on to you guys' music. So again, L2 limiter, perfect, can't go wrong. So this is my baby right here, but this is my baby right here. BJ talks me into. So so DJ BJ, I do assistant engineering work for DJ BJ. It's led to like a lot of opportunities for all my engineers. I say do not be afraid to reach out to any other engineers and assist for them. You know what I'm saying? It may not be easy. It may not be a yes every single time. Lord knows, me and BJ, that's like literally one of my greatest friends now. You know what I'm saying? And it's even beyond music. But you just shoot your shot. Like, honestly, just shoot your shot. Like, or you're forever gonna be like we are. A lot of us are. I'm in my basement, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my basement setup. And a lot of us are in our basement, in our rooms. But the number one thing I always think about is like, I don't ever just want to. And even before things started kicking off for me as an engineer, I was like, I don't ever want to just be fire in my basement. Like, I feel like that's how you should think. So whether it's your brand, how you market yourself, how you push yourself, how aggressive you are, how you reach out to people, like do those things. Like do those things. Make sure it is make sure that it shows that you want what you're doing. Like, get aggressive, bother somebody, just bother them. Blow up the DMs. Now, do it in a respectful way. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be flooding your DMs with a whole bunch of links. But just pour your heart out into it. It's not you kissing ass. It's not. It's not that. Like, it's not that. I promise you. Half the opportunities I have gotten, they would have never came if I just wasn't being real. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. I'm not gonna go through. I'm gonna go through some of the Slate Digital plugins. This cost like $15 a month. It's totally worth it. Slate Digital is a great company. This is the virtual channel. I can control a lot of the volume and add some color to it. It does some noise reduction and a couple other things. This is the FGS. It is another EQ. Guess what? I pulled out some more low end.
The fit go, the pits go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go.
Fire. Alright, so anyway, yeah. This Air EQ, it's an EQ. It does a lot of brightening. When I want to brighten the vocals, again, I took risk doing this joint. I added that.
The fit go, the pits go.
Not a crazy difference you may notice, but overall, when you stack certain things on top of each other, it translates pretty well. I didn't do any shimmer. I don't even know why I have that active. Boom, moving on. This is Slate Digital's virtual tape machine to add some analog saturation, a tape feel, and I don't really do anything. I don't really like switch anything on here.
The fit go,
but watch the difference.
Go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go.
So if you got some good headphones on, you would notice that it's a lot bolder. Stands up a lot more. My overall goal, especially on doing, this is not a real boom bap record, but it gives me a real boom bap feel, a hip hop feel. So I always want to make sure the vocals are thick, like thick, not hella low end on it, but like they're just thick vocals. If that makes any sense, I think a good way of doing that is adding like any analog saturation. And again, this one is from Slate Digital, and this is the one I know most of you guys got waves. I would do this. I would probably put this honestly, like, if not on individual sounds producers, but I would like put it on a master track or something like that and just drive it up and watch the difference. Boom. I put another CL1B on here. You'll definitely notice the difference.
The fit go, the pits
Let's mute
go,
the
brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting low? And all them niggas do the
Very
Ringo.
bold. The vocal,
No
very
work,
bold.
no show. Go slow, no go. It's a no go. It's a no go. The fit go.
All right, cool. Moving on. And a lot of these plugins I'm gonna like touch on again in another stream. Um, The Pool Tech, it's a Pool Tech EQ. It actually, I don't do anything on this one either. Like some plugins, I feel like it's immediately when you like activate them, like they do something different like to the record every single time. So like watch this. It obviously adds a lot more on the high end and in higher frequencies. So
the fit go, the pits go, the bread light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting low?
And on this specific, I use this VEQ4. This is another Waves plugin. Great plugins from Waves. I'm telling y'all, this right here, this is a vocal exciter. I use this a lot. The Aphex, I use this a lot to brighten the vocals. This is something that you guys would notice.
The fit go, the pits go, the bread light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting low? And all them niggas do the Ringo. No work, no show. Go slow, no go. It's a no go. It's a no go.
All right, cool. So now let's briefly go over like some of the plugins that I've used, and I think from there like we'd be good, man. You guys feeling all right? How y'all feeling? Who in here? Who in here? Yes, sir. BJ, what's happening? Pressure. What's happening, my brother? Cool, y'all with me? Y'all with me? Let me know y'all with me. We about to play y'all songs. I promise. I'm gonna play y'all songs on everything. So let's move. Let's play the hook into the verse, so that you guys can get an idea of what I do with my effects. I didn't do too much, as you can see. Like down here, I have like buses for my effects. I do a reverb. I have another reverb. I do it like a 1/8 delay on this specific record. I only did a 1/4 delay. I didn't need too much on here. 1/2 delay, and then I was like, like pressed on time. Flanger, I didn't use a flanger. Doubler, I didn't use a double pitch. I didn't do anything with the pitch. But one thing I did do before I even get into the effects is I do parallel compression. It's exactly how it sounds. It's parallel compression. It's compression that sits, if not to the side, below. It's equally in literally is the exact same vocal compressed rather hard. The one that I usually use, I use two different ones. Like I go back and forth. You guys have this too. This is a Waves. This is a Waves plugin. It's a CLA 76. It's it's basically the 1176. If you've ever used it, 1176, it has two different revisions. With these different revisions, it gives you a brighter version, which is the bluey, and it gives you a blackie. Easy, right? I tend to push my input and I pull back my output. My attack is pretty. It's pretty aggressive, but my release is like a mother, like. But that's what you have to do. You're overly compressing a signal of the vocal to pull up and to, if not match at times, sit up under the actual framework of the vocal to just support it with like another way of compression. And that's why I don't add too much compression, because I feel like when I do too much compression, like I'm overdoing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm overkilling it. All right, cool. So moving on. Reverb.
The fit go, the pits go, the bread light, gotta build low.
I'm gonna mute the delay, and then I'm gonna go over the delay after I touch on the reverb.
The fit go, the pits go, the bread light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting low? And all them niggas do the Ringo.
Busting around, I got
no work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go. It's a no go.
And then now I'm gonna play with the vocal. And I got you, Liv. We'll definitely do a stream on that too, busting around, because it's very important and it saves CPU usage and all types of shit. Like I promise you. All right, so I'm gonna mute this now. Hear the reverb.
The fit go, the pits go, the.
All right, so for those of you who are engineers, and I know some producers, you guys use you guys use reverb, on some of your synths and whatnot, right? Um, Childish's his favorite reverb is this reverb from Native Instruments. It's a RC24. It's great. I didn't know about it until I met him. But he just used it. My go-to reverb is Valhalla. And you know what? For everybody on here, send me a DM and I will send you in an email Valhalla with the key and everything, so you could try out Valhalla. And that'll be my gift for y'all watching. I appreciate y'all for watching. All I'm saying. All of you guys in here, remember schooladults@gmail.com. But yeah, send me a DM after this is over, and I will make sure I get Valhalla to you. The Valhalla reverb is amazing. Like, it literally is how it sounds. Like Valhalla. Like, that's how it sounds. I'm telling you, it got like a reverb feel from the 1970s, 1980s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, for sure. And then it has I think it's a 2000s, and then it has like a now. You feel me? Hey, Cream already texted me talking about hey, I need that plug-in. I got you. DM me, y'all. And that'll be my gift to you. I got a couple of plugins that I can give, but I'll kind of like I'll show them in each stream, man. Just keep tuning in. Again, my favorite is the Valhalla, and they also have like a free one that I don't have anymore, but whatever. So again, Childish's favorite reverb is RC24. It's fire. I think it's phenomenal. I keep it on Spectrum. I use a small hall dark reverb, and that reverb it's pretty dark, as you can see. It wasn't really demanded when I played the record. And then here's also why it's so dark. I EQ all of my effects. Like, I recommend you EQ, and if needed, you compress your effects. Treat those effects like vocals. And I always do a stereo spread on them pretty hard so that the vocal breathes in the middle and everything else surrounds it. This is how it sounds without it. Boom. So that's what I do to my reverb, my delays. Let's move on to the delay. So let's mute the reverb. Cool little 1/4 delay. Turn it up a little bit. Cool. Quick little 1/4 delay consistently on the record. Pretty easy. I have that joint going, and I'll show you something I did with this 1/4 delay. H delay, boom. That joint come with waves too. Look at that. Waves hybrid line. Whatever BPM, you know what I'm saying? And we'll do a stream on just making sure you know basics on Pro Tools. If anybody wants to learn Pro Tools, let me know if you want me to like do a stream for Pro Tools. But this 117 is the BPM. It'll detect the BPM automatically. I got to set to 1/4. No high passing, no low passing. I didn't use any modulations here. I did some slight feedback. Again, I was pressed on time, but it sounded fine how it was. Like, every song ain't gonna need a whole bunch of damn plugins and effects on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna need that for every record. And I'll make sure I do a real tough record. Like, I don't know when. We'll see though. So cool. We got the H delay. I always tend to do, I don't know what made me use the H delay, because I usually use an Echo Boy. But also, you got to keep in mind with a lot of the plugins, you don't want to, some of them like cause latency. So Echo Boy definitely has a lot more latency than H delay. Waves does a pretty good job on like handling latency and making sure. And by latency, I mean, for me, I think of latency like late. Like, that's literally what it is. It's late. NC. Face that. But nah, it's late. It's like when your buffer size is too high, or your playback engine, the sample rate is too high, and like just all types of stuff that could go wrong, like to make something be off, or when you're using auto-tune and you don't have low latency on, you know what I'm saying? You realize that your voice is not boom, 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 boom when you're tracking the vocals. So you want to use plugins, at least for tracking, right? Because you just want to get the track done. And that was probably what this was. I went straight from tracking into mixing this record. So I used the H delay because it may have been causing a latency within something like Echo Boy. But yeah, so that's that. Let's see. I'm not gonna go over my bus, because I do want to get to you guys things, and I have to do a session and soon, very soon. But I will go over my bus strip, because that's like mastering. You know what I'm saying, to the best of my ability, of course. That's mastering, and we'll go over that another time. But there was one more thing I did want to show you guys before I just play the track. A lot of the things that I had to do weren't originally in the beat, of course. If you realize as an engineer, a lot of times you're like a producer. You know what I mean? If you guys ever heard Childish Major Wife You, I produced on that record, with Tim, with Tim Type Beat, with Childish, with Cole, literally by doing things that, like this. Hold on. How long? That's not how that joint actually starts off. It starts off from the get like this. Chopping up, but it pauses.
Bless, bro. The fit go, it's go.
You're practically producing while you're arranging. A lot of these parts we moved around. We do that a lot with Cole's beats. Childish is an arrangement guy, so we make sure that we get the stems and we arrange it. So if you're sending me beats for Childish or anybody I work with, most of them wanna arrange the beat, especially if they're a producer.
Hey, work hard. Hey, work smart. The same check gonna be doubled on the next. The fit go, the pits go.
New updated drum machine. What you mean?
Hey, work. Hey.
Yeah, drums. What y'all like? What DAW are y'all using? Like, y'all like FL, Ableton, Logic? Like, put down in the chat what DAW you like using the most. I come from FL. I would never produce in Pro Tools, by the way. Besides what I just showed y'all, I would never produce in Pro Tools. Ever. It's just too much. I've tried Logic, failed. Ableton, I probably did like DJ transitions and edits because I feel like Ableton, you could stretch the best records. That's that. All right, so moving forward, I wanted to show you guys. I think that's it. I didn't do any automation, and we'll go over that on another stream.
Mistake, I find a less. I gotta cover your eyes when.
But what I did do is sometimes I'll show you guys this. If you see all these slices on this Childish verse, this is Childish verse LV1. That's lead verse 1. These are actually like delays. Sometimes I don't like when the delays bleed into the next word, so I'll go ahead and chop the vocals. So if you notice, it's like.
The mirror say, in the eyes straight, mind great.
So it doesn't bleed into like this next part. So
the mirror,
and this is playing it with it.
It ain't really matter what the mirror say. Can't niggas look yourself in the eyes straight. They can't knock.
And that's really it, y'all. I'm gonna play the record from the top again. Again, if you got any questions, like you can ask me here real quick before we get into start listening to everybody's records and whatnot while I got the time. But I'm gonna play it from the beginning, and I'll ask them, answer some questions you guys may have.
The fit go, the pits go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go, no work.
So,
go slow.
The shadows.
No it's a no-go. It's a no-go. At a long time, we'll turn the
So the shadows that you're seeing are like me muting the beat. I'm not deleting the actual. I'm just making the cut and I'm muting basically. Like you see this down here, right? That's like me muting the beat. Like this is like the master track that I did. But the shadows are me muting the beat, and you do that by Command M on Pro Tools.
Your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. All four, you killing it, hella levels. God wills and all deals, whatever devils. Your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, you're blessed, bro. The fit go, the pits go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan to take flight when you sitting up? And all them niggas do the ring go. No work, no show, go slow, no go. It's a no go, it's a no go. The only thing really matter what the mirror say. Can't you niggas look yourself in the eye straight? They can't knock your hustle when your mind great. Hey, to get the muscle, you hold your own way. Got a set price, never rich rate. You get the most reward from the high stakes. I saw myself low with the short game, but I accept the play out with no shame. I accept the play out with no fear. I never find a mistake, I find a lesson. They gotta cover your eyes whenever stressing. They be willing to run through is testing. Your head up, your heartbeat, that's a blessing. Hey, work hard. Ay.
So manipulating the beat outside of EQing.
It go, the pits go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up? And all the niggas do.
I'd say my only suggestion, like if you not EQing, I'd say that whoever is producing, you have access to them, and however they can manipulate the beat, or if you guys do it together, you do it that way instead of doing it in EQing. But I think you can do a lot of it with EQ. Like I've created like I know there was a record that I was mixing like yesterday, and on that record, what I did was like he had like a sample, and on that sample was the bass of that record, like literally together. So in order to manipulate it and like want to like, you know, boost the bass, I use R bass a lot. So, you know, boost the bass, make it hit harder and things of that nature. I had to take that, copy that actual track, and then I literally swiped damn near all of the highs, you know what I'm saying, from the vocal to just make it sit like with a bass. And I did that twice with two EQs. I think I used the F6 EQ. I always use the F6 EQ. And then putting R bass on it, and then literally masked it within the stems that he sent me, and it was like I made a whole bass. Like the joint called those bass, basically. You feel me? So yeah.
So, your head up, your feet down, your heartbeat, your blessed bow.
Yeah, rewatched this about 5 times. Watched this like 10 times. We getting ready to go into the next part.
Your heartbeat, your blessed bro. The fit go, the pits go, the brick light, gotta build low. Most try to catch hype from a SITGO. How you plan take flight when you sitting up?
Yeah.
And all the niggas do the ring go.
Wow.
No work, no show. Go slow.
But y'all ready?
No go.
I'm ready for outside to actually open. No cap. All right, here we are. Again, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. We are going to go through some of the records that you guys have sent me. I want to hear it. Oh, man, we got a lot. Cheese on bread, man. We got a lot. We got some mixes. We got some, but we're going to do this because, again, I do have to dip out. All right, so the first one is from Ryan James. What's good, those? Here's a song I wrote, it tracked, mixed, and mastered. Yes, sir. The record myself, Jabari on the beat, and Vitals produced it. Happy to hear and critique and thoughts. All right, cool. So let's play this, John, bro. Y'all listen in. Y'all let me know what y'all think of everything I'm playing, man. Let me know if y'all need me to turn it up. Talking about some Professor Dose.
Yeah. Okay. Nice fun. Good. You know that you met me after rough times, been a long time, baby. And I'm always saying what's on my mind, what's on your mind, lately. Tell me, do you really wanna get involved? If I drop the ball, baby. And you know that you knew from the jump.
Shit hard.
And you knew what's up. Going from the ways to sway with it, trying to tell you don't know the way with it. Hot turn cold, let it snow in the middle of the day.
Ryan, where you at, Ryan?
Everything they cover up their ways with it, and it's even worse. Cause nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's me if I'm trying to take too
Zone, this hard, zone.
I'm on the fire.
All right.
I'm on the fire. Take two to move to do. I'm on the fire. Now you all up in my.
All right, Ryan. All right, fire, bro. All right, cool. I think that sounds like really. I think it sounds good, man. Couple of things. I think. I think I would try, and again, these are just suggestions. Anything I say, y'all, is like just suggestions. Like, again, if it sound good to you, it sound good to you. If you're mixing for an artist, it sound good to an artist. Do not touch it again. I'm telling you, don't touch it again. Just leave it alone. I'm telling you, do not touch it. Do not touch it again, because we can spend all day, and y'all know you will spend all day producing. You're going to spend all day mixing, like, making a song. Don't. Just, like, look, they say that's good. Oh, that's good. That's it. That's it. We all wish we could go back and do something better. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, Ryan, I think this is fire. What I would do is like a couple of things like I had suggested before, you know, with vocals, because you're singing pretty low, and the vocals, not the vocals, the beat is also, man, the fly got in my damn nose again. It's just one fly, y'all. All right. Cool. It's gone. Well, he left me alone for a little bit. But I would just take that, I would EQ again between that 400 hertz and that 1,000 hertz in the beat. I would literally just pull out that wherever it's fitting for you. You don't necessarily have to go by what I said, but wherever it's fitting, literally like pull those from between 400 and 1,000 hertz. Pull that out so your vocal can exist more, because I want to hear more of you on this record. And I think that's really it. I would add another compressor. Be careful. Do some research on some of the compressors you're using. And add some slight compression just to kind of lift it a little bit more. But I want to hear more of you on that record. Like, and I would also experiment with like maybe a parallel compressor. If not that, I'd say do some effects. The last thing I'd say about the record, I'd do some effects on it. And the specific effect that I would use is like a flanger. I think it sounds fire. Specifically, I think this comes with Pro Tools, if I'm not mistaken. If it doesn't come with Pro Tools, it definitely comes with Waves. It's the Meta Flanger, if y'all ever heard of that joint. And I would put it on the Pensado. Pensado's, I know y'all know what Pensado is, but Pensado's, I would put it on his preset. I love doing that. And then like kind of like push together the stereo, the playing with the stereo of the actual effect. All right, cool. Moving on. 99 beats. Let's play two of these joints, man. I'm gonna play one. I'm gonna pick one and you pick one out, because you sent me like 6 of them, man. Now this is at 99 beats _ live. Y'all follow him. I'm gonna pick one and then you tell me which one you want me to play after I pick that one. BJ, this sound like some, like Nudie hop on. 99. Whoa, come on.
DJ 99.
Yeah. Cool. All right, I'm gonna play another one. You ain't got one. All right, I'm gonna play anyone. Yeah. Come on. Keto, you like that? Okay. Bomba clot. Okay. That joint hit y'all like it hit me? Cheese and bread, man. Hey, all right, boom, off rip. I love your transitions, like your transition effects. Like, I love those. I love those. I think I would literally, and this goes out to everybody, like, producers, you know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to get placements, I would keep in mind that the artist is going through hella beats. And when they get to yours, you want to catch their attention immediately. Bring in those records as best as you can as soon as possible. If you aren't doing it now, I say work on a pack that you are. So, like, what the hell ever just hit me with this? He's back. He's back. Move. All right. Whatever, like, all that just hit me with that shooting stars, I want to hear that from the jump. Because, like I said, you want that to translate. You want that to translate into a studio. If that joint hits like immediately like that, it's like, all right, load it up. That's literally what I hear when I'm engineering. I load that up. Yeah. Like, I promise you, for the first one, I like it. I say play around maybe with some more sense. And like leveling. Level out because like your snares are piercing through a little bit over here. But beyond that, hard. Yeah, Mama, I think of the name. Mama, send that. Yeah, send me what you got. Send me what you got. Cool. Moving on. Kid Cream, where you at, bro? Say something. Kid Cream. Yes, sir. Tell ya. Oh my God. Oh my God. I gotta hear how it drop. Back in. Oh my God. The tag on the one. The tag is on the one. All right, he got another one. I gotta play it. Oh my God. You know I'm a singing ass nigga, boy. Hey, this sounds something like my man Chipper. Like, Chipper love this. Hard. All I gotta say is I say pull up the overall track volume some more. Find a place where it works for you every single time, because the overall beat they're pretty low. But also producers, man. Again, make sure that with whatever title you had, that shit was hard, y'all. Trap, that was hard, Trap. That was hard, y'all. That was hard. Yeah, just pull up the overall of the record. However you plan to do it. I suggest use like a limiter, push that limiter. I know you have waves probably. So use that L2 limiter. Like, use what you have. I wouldn't do it through the master, but if that's all you got, bro, use that joint, bro. Use that joint. Oh man. My dog, I don't know what you. Oh, yeah. All right. One thing I'm about to say about this guy, Leonard. I cannot pronounce your last name, but it don't matter. Leonard, listen. I already love it, right? Already I'm appealed to what Leonard has in this email he sent me, right? Again, the engineer is like the new A&R. And I was always told that, like, I am the one who receives the records before anybody, right? Because the artist going to record on the records through me, right? So you want to make sure that you are on the engineer side as well. Think about the artist and think about how, and think about the artist and think about the engineer. When I think about the engineer, you want to make sure that everything is scripted. Like, you have like everything in the title. You want to have some type of name, because a lot of times that fly hit me in my eye, y'all. A lot of times the name is gonna lead to what the record could be called, and then of course have the BPM in there. And if you can, what I love about his is that he has the key of the record, because especially when you know it's gonna be a more singing record, add the key if you can. If you're good with keys, cool. If you're not, I recommend you use I recommend you use mixed in key. It gives you the key and the tempo. Add that to your beats. I'm telling you, add the key. It literally helps a bunch. I got auto key. I'm cool. But auto key ain't always right. You feel me? Like, and sometimes mixed in key ain't always right, but it doesn't hurt to add it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's play some Leonard's joints. Oh. Oh, no screen? All right, bet. Hold on. Give me a second. Y'all can hear it, though, right? Yeah. All right. Facts. This is hard. I do need a moderator. I'm doing everything by myself. Oh, these sample. Oh my God. Hey, y'all going crazy. Say less, Trap. Woo! All right, I gotta move forward, man. Leonard, I love it, bro. I love it, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm not even gonna make up anything, man. That was great, man. Like the beats were hard. The way you have it named and everything is just great, bro. Great, bro. Great. Again, I think we all could do better. We all could do better at levels. Shit, I could always do better at levels. Okay. So now moving on, David's World, 1898. Great name. The beloved one is what David means. And the fly is attacking me. Hey, thank you for taking the time to listen to my new song. It is very much appreciated. The song is called Ready and is English and Spanish, featuring my fellow artist and fraternity brother, Laud Ito. I recorded an English version and full Spanish. It's still very rough, but I'm proud of this song. Hope you enjoy it. Oh my gosh. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to play a little bit of both. Hold on. Y'all want to hear the English version or the Spanish version first? Y'all tell me. Y'all want to hear the English version or the Spanish version first? What's up, Ola? Spanish, right? Me too, yeah. That's impressive.
Puedes estar sola mía, mi única corazón extrañando lo que necesita, porque nadie quiere estar solo así. Una niña de oh, dámelo, mijo,
audit eu nunca me voy. Nani, 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 nani. Estoy listo, creo que estoy listo. Nani, 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 oh. Mistizoso que oro, rico esa de hoy. Nani, 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 nani. Estoy listo para el amor. Estoy listo para el amor. Estoy listo. Estoy listo. Estoy listo para el amor. Estoy listo para el amor. Estoy listo. Estoy listo.
Hey, bro, what the hell, boy? Boy, you going crazy. I don't even know if I want to hear the English version. I've worked with a couple guys who speak like other languages. Like I worked with a couple guys from Belgium. Shout out my guys out there. I gotta do a stream where like, and I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make sure I mix one of you guys' vocals. I might do like some type of competition or something, and we just gonna literally just hold on. All right, we just my bad. I took Latin dance all 4 years of not college, high school. So I know about chata, merengue, salsa. I know how to do all that, B. All that, B. The Spanish one is crazy, bro. I'm gonna play a little bit of the English one, but I don't even want to hear it, bro. Like I would love to mix something like that, man. That's fire. Be hard too. I'd engineer a podcast for sure. I got you, Trap.
My one and only. My heart yearns for what it needs. 'Cause I don't want to be lonely.
Bro, you sound like.
I'm like, ooh, nani, nani, ooh, nani, nani, oh. Give me your best and I'll never let go. Ooh, nani, nani, ooh, nani, nani. I think I'm ready, oh yeah, no, I'm ready. Ooh, nani, nani, ooh, nani, nani, oh. My precious.
All right, cool. I noticed. So my brother Trap is in here too. Shout out Mixed by Trap. That's my dog. He said the vocals are flat, need more auto-tune, and need more compression. I agree, but you know what? Trap, he has rough mix on it. He has rough mix. That's why I was like, I would love to mix some vocals like that. So I wouldn't even talk about anything dealing with the mix. I think that's fire, very creative, bro. The fact that you're bilingual, you probably know a couple other languages, but I think that's fire, man. You sound like Sam Smith, bro. Y'all get Sam Smith from him? Like, I get Sam Smith from him. Quistix, my brother. Wagwan, bro, God. Wagwan. All right, Quistix, you send me a lot, bro. I got to pick one. Let's do this one. Southside. Say less. Come on. Come on. Sam Smith, little brother for sure. Hard. Love trap shit all the time. Come on. All right, cool. I want to at least get through like 3 of your joints. Quistix. Ho. You like that, Ola? I'm gonna forward that to you, Ola. If you don't mind, Quistix. Oh. Come on. Oh. Yeah. Hey, that wine right there, bro. Jesus. BJ, this hard, BJ. Yo. Y'all can hear me? Damn. Can y'all hear me? I think y'all can hear me. Yeah, cool. We back. Let me know if I'm good. I got too excited and I pulled out a cord, y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know. Y'all see me too? This is black excellence. All right, bet. Fire, Quistix. I have no complaints, man. Again, man, I am not here to tell y'all what sound good. I'm just here to give you suggestions on what I would do, just like I'm sure y'all do to me, just like Trap just did. You know what I'm saying? We are just here to literally help each other be better. That's all that it is. We are all professors in the School of Dose. We are all professors in the School of Dose. Quistix has fire. I would just bring up the volume to make sure it translates in the studio, but that beat, this one, that red, that beat is fire, bro. It's fire. I bring up like, make sure one of the things I've learned from my brother DJ BJ, marry the snare. He's back. Marry the snare and marry that in that kick in that 808. Marry them. Because I feel like when I mix vocals, I mix against a snare, I mix against a kick, and I mix against an 808 before I do anything else. Because if them joints is not stomping, it really don't even matter. All right, so cool. We're moving on. Man, how you pronounce your name, bro? I think it's D-O-D-O times 2. What's up, Dose? Oh, this is Dinero. Dinero, I heard a lot about you, man. Tori's Minty, this... Shout out to my brother Tori with Beats and Books. Go check him out. These are a few beats I'm sending in for the trip, for the stream. All right, cool. Let's play some. Man is making every genre. I just picked 3 at random. Oh my God. Hey, y'all hard. Let's move on because the narrow, bro. Yeah, we gonna talk. Yeah, bro. I'm not playing no more of your shit, dude. Kid Keto, my dog. That was hard. Keto. Okay, Keto. What we got? What we got? Y'all like that? Trap. Hard. Oh my God. What the hell is this? Come on. Woo. Woo. Too much. Keto, as always. Fire, fire, fire. Oh, fire. I want to hear some more 808, man. It's probably because, nah, that's not true. That's not true at all. I lied. That is just fine. No, I lied again. I want some more 808. This is crazy. That was hard, wasn't it, y'all? Hey, let me make you a tag, bro. I'm trying to get tagged. Hey, who ain't got no tag, bro? All right, cool. All right, we got about like a couple minutes left. I'm gonna try to get through them all. If I don't, we will revisit this, and I got beats to start for the next one. So I'm gonna go through like a little bit more. All right, Reese Chan Sam. What's happening, my boy? Let's play some of your stuff. DM me. Shut up, Trap. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm for the boom bap. This feels so familiar. I really like that. I really like that. I say, show some more love. Show some more love to that kick, however you can, beyond, I think, volume. I think, either I would choose another kick, so I'm a little bit stronger, more that resembles like 90s hip hop. I would like maybe go in that direction, like completely go in that direction. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's hard, Reese. That's hard. All right, let's see. Let's see. A sign. We got a record. This is a sign. Yo, brother, I had sent my song already, but I wanted to just throw it in a beat I produced for fun. But I wrote this song and engineered myself. I feel like I did good, but I also think I went overboard on the limiter and IDK how I like the bass on the beat. All right, cool. I'm about to play it right now. It's so funny. I used to have, when I first started assisting under DJ BJ, I had this problem where I wasn't pushing the record too much, as much as I should have been. So I'd be so scared of the limiter. So it's funny hearing like you had problems with the limiter, like going overboard. I'm just so delicate with like just making changes.
We're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why?
Hell nah, hola.
You don't have the guts to be what you want to be.
Facts.
You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Yeah. Need baguettes on ice, wrist bustin' like a semi. BB shine bright, can't see me. Fuck a 9 to 5, right? Turn 5 to a 9. Turn me up, I don't think it hit me.
Yeah.
Nigga run on with the swag, think it really wanna be me. Flexing, but your ass too skinny. Tryna run up me a bag, all facts, all Fendi. Make my mama proud, no penny. Need baguettes on ice, wrist bustin' like a semi. BB shine bright, can't see me. Fuck a 9 to 5, right? Turn 5 to a 9. Turn me up, I don't think it hit me. Nigga run on with the swag, think it really wanna be me. Flexing, but your ass too skinny. Tryna run up me a bag off facts off Fendi. Make my mama proud, no pen.
I bet. So I know you're the artist. You're mixing your vocals. You're doing all that. It does not sound bad. I would ask. I think a lot of times, what's the number one place we go to, right, to learn something? We go to YouTube. We go to YouTube every time, right? We learn all these. If you didn't go to school for engineering, right? And I you probably haven't, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? We go to YouTube, learn all these plugins, use these plugins, either buy them, crack them, whatever, right? But we don't think about the simple things, and it's just like how I was talking about earlier. EQ, you for sure gonna EQ, you for sure gonna compress. Start with those before anything else. You're gonna track your vocals with autotune. Nothing wrong with the autotune, but I would de-yes your vocal a lot more. I hear the S's kind of piercing through. Waves again. I know you might have waves. If you don't, I could probably find waves for you. But de-es, EQ, focus on understanding what happens at this frequency, what happens at this frequency, and what happens at this frequency. And then compress, understand compression as it pertains to your vocals, since you are doing everything yourself. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. A lot of times I get it. Like you can do everything yourself, but find somebody who is an up and coming engineer, or pay an engineer to do the records, because you don't, as an artist, you don't have to learn everything. I feel like it's better when you have a team in different ears to put your music together. I feel like it's just overall better. I'm gonna fly through a couple other joints. Trap, I got you. Bad Habits. Just let me know. Mix. All right, mix feedback. All right, cool. Bet.
I wanna smoke, no I'm not asthmatic. Hell nah. Running the numbers, cut that shit mathematics. Soon as I saw it, knew that I had to have it.
Hard.
Bad little bitch, she got some bad habits. Yeah. Why can I leave my crib without that pole on me? I know that they plotting, wanna leave hoes on me, but they know my body. They know I ain't going for free. And 12 still watch my crib, wanna know how I live.
Okay.
They wanna put a case on me so bad.
Pitch
Remember
vocal.
when 12 caught me with the pole, then I laugh, cause I know everything legal, I can't ride without it in the stash. So now I cop a brand new one every month just to make them pussies mad. I wanna smoke, no I'm not asthmatic. Hell nah. Running the numbers, cut that shit mathematics. Soon as I saw it, knew that I had to have it. Bad little bitch, she got some bad habits. Yeah.
Hey, first of all, that song is hard as hell. I love it. I wouldn't say anything like crazy about the mix. Like you know what I'm saying? I feel like the artist, of course, had like a lot of influence on the way it sounds. I know what I would do. Did you like do some mastering, or that's just like a mix? Let me read it. Yeah. Did you do like some like mastering on it or anything? Because I would like to hear just more of the vocal, like presence, like even like I heard the pitch vocal that you did. It sounded like you did put a stereo imager on there. I love that. I just want to hear more of it. And if it makes any sense, like I would make that record more like commercial. So what do we think about when we think about commercial? We think about it being brighter. You know what I mean? For sure. That's like the number one thing. I would want it brighter, with not necessarily touching too much of, like too high in a frequency range, but I would want to feel anything above, let me see, maybe 2,000 hertz. Like I just want to feel it like lifted up, because that's for me, that sounds like a very commercial record, and I can hear it on radio. I can hear, clean, dirty versions of it. But I also understand that a lot of artists like that mud warmth sound. So I guess it would depend on whoever it was that you was working on. But that's all I would say. I want to hear more of it. I feel like you could make it like even more beefier. So if you are like doing anything on your mastering bus, I would add, I don't know, what would you have? Maybe some like EQing, like whatever you had. I use the Shadow Hills compressor, and it does a lot of leveling for me. In terms of like compression, bringing out the vocals, making sure the vocals stand up with at least the 808 and how it's hitting. So yeah, that's all I would do. Trap, that joint is hard. That joint is hard. All right, I'm gonna do two more. There's another song. Ola, he mixed it. He is the artist on it. Trap, that's you? That's hard. My bad, Ola. That's hard. Yeah, Shelf for the Presence, yep. Uh-oh, y'all. How'd your girl?
I carry mines, but I resign. If you don't wanna work, go ahead, resign.
Produce the beat too.
I don't know what you heard about love, girl, but it don't come easy. It can be dangerous. Gotta believe, man. I'm running on no sleep, chasing you through the streets. It's supposed to be for the streets. You were supposed to be for me, yeah. I don't wanna text you, press you, vex you, but I have to. If I want you, love. If I want your love, girl, I want your love. You know I want your love. You say you love me, but it's lonely in my sheets. Come and get on top of me, yeah. Don't make me beg you, please, yeah. I don't wanna text you, press you, or vex you, but I have to. I put that love on my back, that's what it deserves. I promise you won't need nothing if you trust in. I wanna see us fly. Tell me, are you down for the ride? Down for the ride, 'cause I'm running on no sleep.
Stop it. Stop it. Amazing, Ola. All right, so and your vocals. Let's talk about your vocals, right? And I think I've touched on it briefly with you. And I know we got a whole bunch of new emails, y'all. But we gonna have to. I gotta get to the studio to cut vocals with Childish. But I would take off some of the low, unwanted noise around that 4,500 hertz. I would pull that out. Boost and sweep. Make sure that you hear those engineers and even producers. Make sure y'all hear those frequencies. Make sure you're just not just moving the EQ, trying to sweep just anywhere and be like, oh, I think this is it. Listen, like, we got to train our ears. Like, we all have to train our ears more and more as much as possible. So, yeah, that's all I would say. I'd boost around 2,000. And y'all hear how I'm saying, like, because I know what happens at these frequencies, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm listening to, like, your records or anybody's records, I just know that it's a feel. And I know it would feel good to me. I hear what's sticking out because I know you compress. I know you love to compress. So that's all I would do, bro. That's all I would do, man. That's all I would do. Y'all, I think that's all I got time for. I have to get back to work. The rest, I'm not, you know what I mean? Alex, Isaac, DJ Hostile, Nelson, Asan, Quentin, like all you guys, like I appreciate you for sending emails. Please, 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 please stay tapped in with me. My Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, is @DosDiaz_. Again, it's @DosDiaz_. I have to wrap up. I want to play all the rest of the records. So what I will do is I will make sure I play those records on the next stream that I do. I'm going to figure out when that stream is. It's probably going to be next week, but just you know, if you got put my post notifications on Instagram, do that. Follow me on Instagram @DosDiaz_. For anybody who did not send any of their music, any mixes they've done, beats, send it to, again, schoolofdose@gmail.com. I appreciate all you guys for tapping in. Everybody, shout out to y'all. DJ Hostile. Okay. DJ Hostile is BJ. All right, I'm gonna play that one, and this will be the last one that I play. And then yeah, man, make sure y'all just stay tapped in with me, man. Again, I appreciate y'all for checking into class. School of Dose, we are learning from each other. I'm learning from you guys. You guys are learning from me. Shout out to everybody in the I think we've had like 40 viewers for my first stream consistently. Like, again, I love y'all. I appreciate all of y'all for tapping in. This will be ongoing. Also, today, a record just dropped. Childish and Jace from 2-9 just dropped a record. It's called Kick It. I will be posting it tomorrow. I know there's been a lot going on with this, so I didn't want to kind of confuse nobody. But yeah, it dropped today. Go check that out. It's on a soundtrack that you guys will see very, 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 very soon. So I'm excited about that. It probably definitely will be, if not the next, probably the next mix after that, that I will break down. And that's going to be a joy, because do I have a story for that. Boom, DJ Hostile, a.k.a. DJ BJ, Flocka Zoe, my brother. Let's play it.
Coop.
Fucking all of Yanni, that the sign got me acting right. Kid, that shit on 100, make a milli, that ain't overnight. I be on my scout shit wetter than a fountain, more coins than a fountain. Stepping in my force, you so bad, ain't tryna force it. Licking on your neck, I'm rubbing titty, make you force it. Fold your ass up and make you forfeit. Let you take a nap, when you wake up, you take a more dick. I just bought a Louis bag, but that won't make her act right. Yeah, she got her own bag, I ain't gotta add twice. Focus on the future, she ain't really in that nightlife. Diamonds really hitting, show my smiling like a nightlight.
Yeah.
Pay my bond for me, I'ma bond with you. Say you gone, baby, I'ma come with you. I got my gun, you got your gun with you.
Yeah.
Treat you like my jewels and make some funds with you. I be on my scam shit, eat her like a sandwich. I don't need no switch up, I don't like that acting. Treat her like a Hellcat, she love the way I smash it. Locked in like them braids on Iverson, fuck practice. On point, she kept it. Hit stick, met it. Vert beat back in. Being full ass out. Show me what that throw about. She really got a bag, we fuck at both houses.
How do I critique DJ BJ, right? That's crazy. I can't. I already know, for one, this is like, I know you're not even done like with this record, so it's not much for me to say. I think I love the muddiness of the record, the compression. I know exactly how and what you did. So I don't have too much to say, man. I want to hear the end result, and then we can sit and talk about that one, because I already know where you're at, like as far as headspace with that record. Flock is snapping. Flock is fire. Y'all follow Flocka Zoe on Instagram. But again, y'all, I appreciate y'all for checking in. Again, stay on my page, Instagram, @DoseDias_. If you want a mix by me, you want anything mixed, mastered, the podcast. I seen somebody say something about a podcast. If you want my services, you can reach me on Instagram, @DoseDias_. Check out my site, IamDoseDias.com. Make sure you followed me or subscribe me or both on my stream for Twitch. I am Dose Diaz. It's twitch.tv/I am Dose Diaz. Again, Kick It is out right now. I'm really excited about this record. And I'm sure by the bottom of next week you will see what soundtrack specifically that Kick It is on. And we are out. Again, I appreciate y'all. And I'm Dose. Again, send them emails, schoolofdose@gmail.com, so I can already have those records to play on the next one. All right, y'all. I'm out.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I blew the brains, but I asked, can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Took a half straight to the brain. Can I kick it? Yeah. Even with a sprain, fuck the pain. Can I kick it? Took the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Shit ain't been the same. Shit has changed. Can I kick it? Niggas acting different, so I asked, can I?
Hey, could count on my power. Hey, look at my dog, some rare ass niggas. Way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. How did the lady go missing? How she was murdered, she mixed it. Met her at one of the functions, we caught a little rhythm. She caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
Let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I blew the brains, but I asked, can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Took a half straight to the brain, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, fuck the pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Shit ain't been the same, shit has changed, can I kick it? Niggas acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive that can do what I does. Huh? What? You need a light here just to catch my buzz. I need a Sprite here just to catch my syrup. Nowadays, niggas only talk about drugs. Nowadays, they don't really talk about love. Honestly, cause they ain't really seen too much. Bitch, what's love to a nigga with a bag? What's heart to a nigga with some cash? What's pain to a nigga that's mad? Bitch, what's broke to a nigga with a mask? What's coke to a nigga with a stash? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I blew the brains, but I asked, can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Took a half straight to the brain, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, fuck the pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Shit ain't been the same, shit has changed, can I kick it? Niggas acting different, so I asked, can I?